here for TV Africa Network, Ohio Latino TV, and Columbus Al Dia newspaper in an interview with Zach Scott, candidate for mayor from Columbus, Ohio. Hello, Zach, how are you today?
Oh, very good, thank you.
We have here a set of three persons, and we're going to ask one question at a time, and after that I will translate. Could you guys present yourself, please?
My name is Benito Lucio, and I am retired from state government and very active in our Latino community here in Columbus.
I'm going to ask one question at a time, and after that...
My name is Fatmata Conti, and I work with TV Africa here in Columbus, Ohio. I come from the Department of Sales and Marketing.
Y mi nombre es Wilder Gómez para Columbus Al Día. My name is Wilder Gómez from Columbus Al Día, and this is my first question. Why we would vote for you as a mayor?
Well, I think that you would vote for me for mayor because of the main issues that I think need to be addressed.
Yo creo que deberían de votar por mí para alcalde porque todos los puntos que tengo pendiente los vamos a poder revisar.
Concerning education,
referente a la educación,
jobs,
trabajo,
opportunity for all,
oportunidades para todos.
and the number one issue I think is going on in our community right now is you're going to have a voice with this mayor.
Y creo que lo más importante en esta comunidad es que vas a tener voz para este alcalde.
One of the things that's going on in Columbus is we've had a lot of good development downtown.
Una de las cosas importantes en Columbus es que tienen un buen crecimiento en el downtown de Columbus.
Columbus is changing a lot, and I think we need to start moving into more of a people phase instead of another development phase.
Columbus está creciendo y creo que deberíamos preocuparnos más en hacer que las personas crezcan y no que crezcan las cosas materiales.
I think the ideas that I bring to the table aren't like new ideas. These are ideas when it comes to jobs, education, and opportunity and voice. These are ideas that have been around for a while, but no one has actually been able to actually lead and make sure that these are getting done.
Las ideas que estoy trayendo no son ideas nuevas, son ideas que ya estaban en cuanto a trabajo, educación, pero necesitan una persona con liderazgo que quiera hacer las cosas.
And I think as a person in leadership right now, I understand what it takes to be able to set a goal, set a benchmark, and make people accountable that we reach that goal together.
Como una persona que tiene liderazgo, creo que necesitamos liderar a las personas para llegar a cumplir el objetivo que tengamos y trabajar juntos hacia eso.
A good leader isn't someone who is always worrying about finishing first place. A good leader is someone who brings all the people across the finish line together.
Un buen líder no es aquel que llega a la meta primero. Un buen líder es aquel que trae a toda la gente junta para que juntos puedan llegar a ese objetivo.
And I think that's why I would make the best mayor for the city of Columbus.
Y por eso creo que puedo ser el mejor alcalde para la ciudad de Columbus. Benito, your turn, please.
Thank you. Sheriff Scott, one of my biggest frustrations, and I've lived here 32 years in Columbus, is in the political arena, in the political circles, traditionally it's been very exclusive who the political parties or the governing parties reach out to our communities. How are you going to be different in making sure that you're actually reaching the grassroots leadership, not the designated leadership that the political party designates, but more at the heart of the true grassroots leadership?
Well, I think I'll be different in a lot of ways. The main way I'm going to be different is the fact that I believe in an actual ward or districts type system.
Yo creo que voy a trabajar de una manera diferente. Yo pienso que debería trabajar en una manera de que el distrito trabaje junto.
I don't think it's so important that people have access to me to tell me what they think from different communities. I think it's important that people in the communities are actually the ones that are in charge of their communities, and they get voted into those positions to speak directly for their communities.
Yo creo que no solamente es necesario que la gente de la comunidad pueda tener contacto conmigo y decirme cuáles son sus necesidades, sino que estas personas tengan acceso a las clases políticas para que ellos mismos puedan ser la voz y poder solucionar juntos el problema.
Now, the present administration handpicks whoever they want for those positions. If we can get a ward system started, That'll be broken up in different districts, and those different districts and those communities can actually elect someone to represent them in city council that they picked.
La administración actual escoge a dedo quiénes serían las personas que van a representarlos. En este caso lo que yo propongo es que desde los distritos salgan representantes para que puedan ser electos y juntos poder trabajar hacia nuestros objetivos.
The only way to have a real voice is to be a voice from those locations and those communities, and that's what I'm going to push for. I know the present administration doesn't want that, but that's one of the main goals that I have for the city of Columbus.
La única forma que sé que puede resultar es que estas personas de las comunidades sean electas y puedan ellos mismos hacerse escuchar. La administración actual no hace eso. Ellos trabajan de una manera de que escogen a las personas y no tienen todas las opiniones de nuestra comunidad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dana.
Alrighty. As for me, what is your relationship, your leadership going to do to strengthen the citizens' public safety official relationship?
Public safety?
Yes.
Okay. One of the reasons that you have issues with public safety stem from the fact of you have school systems that are having problems and you don't have the right employment. I'll let you translate that.
Uno de los problemas para la seguridad en la ciudad es el sistema educativo y que la gente no tiene el trabajo adecuado.
I'm the only candidate that said I'm willing to take on the school challenges that we have.
Soy el único candidato que tiene ese talento para poder mejorar el sistema educativo.
We need to expand what we're doing in school when it comes to vocational training, the understanding of how businesses work, the understanding of how agriculture works. We have to get to our kids at an earlier age to see the opportunities that are out there for them that continues giving them hope that they can be very productive in our society, and they can also develop their own careers, their own jobs at an early age, so that way it prevents them from wanting to get into the crime issues.
Tenemos que educar a los niños en aspectos como trabajos, ver las oportunidades que hay afuera en el mercado, para que cuando estos niños o jóvenes crezcan puedan saber qué oportunidades tienen y así poder mejorar el sistema.
Now, my job as the mayor is to meet with the large corporations we have here in Columbus, and we have a lot, and make sure I partner with them to make sure they're working with us to bring and recruit jobs to Columbus proper here.
Mi trabajo como futuro alcalde sería poder reunirme con estas grandes corporaciones y hacer de que ellos puedan traer el trabajo acá a Columbus para poder mejorar todos.
So once we address some of the vocational and education issues, and then we're actually addressing the jobs that need to come here, and we match those, we will start reducing crime in all of our communities.
Cuando podamos ubicar el problema en la educación y el problema en los trabajos, vamos a hacer que esto junto pueda trabajar y así reducir los niveles de crímenes en nuestra ciudad.
Thank you.
My second question will be, as a mayor, how will you work with the Latino community to try to fix the actual situation that we have or improve our life in Columbus?
What I want to do for our Latino community, I'm the only candidate that said that I would love to have a city ID.
Lo que quisiera hacer con la comunidad latina, soy el único candidato que dice que deberíamos tener un ID de la ciudad.
As presently, as the Franklin County Sheriff, I don't get involved in the immigration issues when it comes to ICE or any of that stuff. The Sheriff's Office, local law enforcement, they have no authority to actually enforce any of those laws. There's some confusion with that. Us here locally, we have no authority to get involved in those type of issues. So my job is to engage my communities, all of my communities, and that's what I have to focus on. And if the ID seems to be an issue, then we're going to address the ID issue.
Actualmente como sheriff no tengo nada que ver con inmigración ni con el ICE para cuando hacen algún tipo de redadas. Lo que mi trabajo es cuidar el orden a nivel local. Si salgo elegido, me gustaría poder solucionar uno de los problemas que tiene esta comunidad, como sería el caso de las identificaciones.
And the other way that we can actually get our businesses involved, get our Latino community involved, is to make sure that we're bringing in the businesses, make it easy for them to be able to start a business. Right now in Columbus, I've had a lot of business communities, not just minorities. We can just say, the whites, blacks, whoever, that are having issues getting businesses started because the red tape and the permits and the structure that's presently set up for Columbus, it makes it very difficult to be able to get a business started. So I want to streamline those processes, and I want to make sure that we make it easier for people to start businesses, not make it more difficult like what's going on right now.
Otro de los puntos sería poder simplificar la manera de abrir negocios en Columbus. Actualmente es complicado, engorroso el tipo de trámites que hay que hacer, no solo para la comunidad latina, sino para diferentes comunidades. Lo que yo propondría es hacer esto más sencillo, de tal manera que podamos promover que más gente pueda abrir negocios en Columbus.
Thank you.
Benito.
Sheriff Scott, in 2005, I was involved in a meeting with Mayor Coleman where we talked about the Latino community needing a cultural center, one that, a location where the community could come together and be a bridge to the general city administration. It didn't happen. You know, here we are 10 years later and it didn't happen. What is your vision? How would you work with the Latino community in making that happen for the community?
No, I think that is a great idea. I actually brought that up during some of our community debates, that I want to see a Latino Community Arts Center that we can actually partner together to build. It's going to take city money, it's going to take private partnerships, but that is something that I would have to get with our communities and find out a location that we want to do it, and then actually figure out a way to fund it, and then start putting it in. Just like, you know, we have African American Cultural Arts Center, the King Arts Culture Center. I want to see one for Somalis community, and I want to see one for our Latino community. Both those communities have got to have one.
Will you make it happen in your first administration?
I think we can get close to making it happen in the first one. I think we can get the groundwork. A lot of times, these types of situations, we got to set the groundwork and then continue moving it forward. But I can guarantee you, in 2 of them, it'll be done. I can guarantee you that. When I first get in, we're going to have a lot of school issues, job issues, and one of the ways that we can support an actual arts is we got to get the jobs in, because it's going to take all of us supporting it together. So the problem is we've gotten so deep in a hole with our actual minority groups having good jobs and education that we got to build that up, and then we got to start with the other parts. So yes, we could get that within 2. We could definitely get that within 2.
Thank you.
Creo que es buena idea poder tener un centro cultural latino, y para poder hacerlo necesitamos usar dinero de la ciudad, dinero de empresas privadas, y ver la manera que esto pueda autogenerar para que llegue a la comunidad. No solamente en la comunidad latina, sino también poder traerlo a la gente de África, a los somalíes, asiáticos, y todos poder tenerlo. Benito preguntó también que si esto podía ser posible en la primera administración. Él nos explicó que en su primera administración lo que él pretendería sería poder enfocarse básicamente en lo que es la educación y el trabajo para poder mejorar el nivel de vida de la gente de Columbus y comenzar a hacer los cimientos para este trabajo. Pero definitivamente si llega la oportunidad de una segunda administración, en este caso sí podría tenerlo terminado, porque esto favorecería en muchos aspectos a las comunidades.
Thank you.
What is your leadership going to do to ensure a fair representation? Sorry.
That's right.
Representation of the new American community?
Well, again, we're back to having a good ward system. The present administration does not want a ward system. There has been 2 attempts to get a ward system passed through the language, and each time the group that's there now defeats it.
Básicamente lo que tenemos que hacer es volver a hacer los grupos de trabajos en el cual envuelva a todos. La administración actual como que no ha querido enfocarse mucho a eso, pero eso es lo que queremos hacer, grupos de trabajo para que todo el mundo esté involucrado.
I'm going to make sure that initiative gets pushed through, because I'm going to back it, get behind it, and make sure that it happens, because that's what our communities need in order to have a voice. They have to get this done.
Lo primero que voy a hacer es tratar de empujar para que esto se realice. No han querido hacerlo antes, pero yo creo que sí podemos, y voy a ser el primero en poder llevar esto a cabo, para poder tener la voz de la gente y poder realizarlo.
Thank you.
What would be the first thing as a mayor that you plan to do?
Well, there's lots of first things, but I think one of the most important things that I need to focus on when I first get in there is making sure that we obey the law. We have a lot of issues going on down at City Hall, which are not fun, and they deal with allegations of corrupt activity, with the allegations of an unethical behavior. So I have to make sure that, as the mayor, that I'm overseeing to make sure that we stay within the law, that we're not doing corrupt things, and that we adhere to the ethics that, you know, we should be doing as public leaders. I want to bring back the reputation of our public officials. So that's kind of some of the first things I got to do, besides fixing jobs and education and safety.
Hay muchas cosas para hacer primero, pero creo que una de las cosas más importantes, y esto no es gracioso, es poder hacer que la gente cumpla la ley. Ha habido muchas cosas de falta de ética que se han dado en diferentes niveles a nivel político. Lo que yo quiero y creo que debemos hacer es mejorar esto, que la gente cumpla la ley y que la gente trate de ser lo más honesta para tener la reputación que deberíamos tener todos los líderes.
It's very difficult to encourage business and jobs and promote growth if there's a reputation or there's a perceived reputation that we are somehow corrupt, that we aren't following the law, and that we are taking advantage of our citizens. So the number one thing is to make sure I improve the character and the reputation and the integrity of the city of Columbus.
Es bien difícil poder trabajar en lo que es educación o trabajo si tenemos una mala reputación como personas corruptas. Sería un poco más difícil hacer el trabajo. Si nosotros nos esforzamos en que la gente tenga honestidad, tenga buena reputación, va a poder más fácil poder llegar a los goles que tengo.
Thank you.
Sí, Benito.
Sure, this is in relation to employment and the opportunities that Columbus has had that I feel have not been nurtured. And that is that we have such a diverse community. Number of qualified bilinguals that we have in this community are there, but what would be your vision in trying to develop a better partnership with those minority communities and their bilinguals that they have in business development in the city of Columbus? Because I think that that's a great opportunity for Columbus to attract more jobs because of having those bilinguals that employers in many cases are looking for as we're competing in the global economy. What's your vision in regards to that?
Well, we're right back to going back to the school systems. We have got to be able to get in our schools when our kids are in the middle schools and junior high to be able to find out the kids who already have those talents, to make sure that we're helping them with English or whatever barriers could be preventing them from making sure that they're being able to communicate on a regular basis, and then highlight those gifts that they have, those abilities that they have, and make sure that we have connectivity for our different businesses here so that they're aware of those resources they have. Right now they probably don't know the resources they actually have.
Volvemos a lo mismo, lo que es la educación. Deberíamos ver ese tipo de casos, personas que tienen otro tipo de habilidades o beneficios como hablar, por ejemplo, 2 idiomas y enfocarnos a que estas personas puedan mejorar o hablar bien el inglés y ver qué tipo de necesidades hay en el mercado laboral para que juntos puedan llegar a tener todas las oportunidades que queremos traer a Columbus.
That concept that you just brought up, or that idea, is crucial for us to continue to grow as a city. As the mayor, I plan on going anywhere in the world that I have to go to be able to recruit and bring jobs to the Columbus proper. So that idea, that philosophy is crucial for us to grow.
Esa idea que has traído es realmente interesante y como alcalde yo iría a cualquier lugar en el mundo para traer y atraer ese tipo de trabajos a la ciudad de Columbus para poder fomentar el empleo localmente.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
I think we hit about all of them, didn't we? Yeah. Those are some good questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
My pleasure. Yeah.
We hope when you get elected we can work together, Latinos, African, Asians, everybody, because as I was talking with Tracy, this is not election like supposed to be political. This is election that has to be locally. You have to focus in your city, and I hope you make a great job.
Well, city's made up of people, okay? And that's what I said earlier, that we're going to move into the people phase. We're engaging our people, getting them all involved. We're going to continue to work on our successes. We have some successes downtown and stuff like that, but we got to really make sure that we make our people successful, which will make the city successful.
Bueno, esto fue una entrevista exclusiva con Seth Scott para TV Africa Network, para Ohio Latino TV, para Columbus al Día, y espero que puedan prepararse para poder votar. El voto de todos es bien importante y solamente votando podemos hacernos escuchar. Gracias, suerte.
Gracias.